I believe in synchronicity of life. I believe once you step into the synchronicity and let go of the construct and the control of your life, you start to regain a little bit more energy. How you know you are in the flow of life itself is when the subject or the matter that you're with provides you with energy. When you start to feel tired, lethargic, and really not interested in life, you're in a algorithm that is sucking the life right out of you. So that's knowing the difference, is that anything that empowers you and gives you energy is tapping into something that is of a positive energy, you know, not having resistance with what's going on in your life. When there's resistance, that's when the devil is involved, if you'd like to say. That is when all of your issues of your unresolved past are involved in what's going on in your life. You allow the involvement of your biases, your past, your understandings, your unresolved issues. An illusion can take us, you know, versus understanding where you are and who you are and incorporating wisdom and discernment into your life. The algorithm, the digital algorithm, there is no real need for your own wisdom and discernment. It seems to offer you um, everything you want, right? It's like, pink champagne on ice, the line from the Hotel of California. It looks alluring, but is it? It hides a dark truth, right? A heart hides a very, very dark truth. Excessive luxury and indulgence, but you're not really living it. You're projecting it. Everything is readily available for you in this algorithm, in this dependency that's pulled you away from the greater algorithm of life, the greatest synchronicity that you can ever imagine. But with that synchronicity, it takes a willingness to open doors within yourself. So the answer here is, the starting point actually is to wake up. But that's the first step forward on the path to a solution to yourself, is to wake up. So how do you do that? How do you wake up? Right? And it is mainly the awareness of the illusion. It's like I did a video the other day, and it kind of worked around the Truman Show, because I just watched the Truman Show, an old movie with Jim Carrey in it. And it really has significance to the song that was written in 1977, and I believe the Truman was the late 90s, 90 something, the Truman Show was in. I could be wrong, but so these are all messages, right? I know I've seen on the internet, going back to like even the 60s, they do little skits, and they're showing like these people actually knew what was going to happen in the future. But when you tap into the greater of the synchronicity, the all knowing, the all available, it's all there, right? This algorithm, this digital, is just mimicking what the greater truth is. It's taking the dark side of things and pulling you in. Like I said, pink champagne on ice, right? So the awareness of the illusion was in Jim Carrey when he finally opens the door at the end of the show, and that's the awakening. That is where you awakening, when you go, oh, I'm in a dome. I'm in a bubble here. I am. This is a construct, not of my own making, right? And we talked about, that's another video in itself, but this is what he finds at the end when he opens the door. This is a construct, not of my own making. So that's the awakening. So he was unaware of the construct, and the deceptive reality. He was unaware. So he wakes up. So this is your first step, is waking up to the deceptive reality, the trap, the waking up, the recognizing of the illusion, right? And then as you break the spell of this, the trance of seeing the mirrors, right? The symbol of freedom, you think, but it's not. It's not a symbol of freedom. It's a symbol of entrapment. So you break the trance that, it's trying to take you on by showing you your every need and your every want. You break that entrapment. You break that trance within yourself, because if you don't snap out of it, if there's nothing to kick you, nothing to say, hey, you just keep going, and then you talk about um, the beast within, like in the Hotel of California, the song, it says, they stab it with their steely knife, but they just can't kill the beast. So you have to understand this, that desire, addiction, and societal corruption, right, is deeply ingrained in us. So you can't kill this beast by superficial attempts, right? You can't kill it by anything superficial. You have to be real. Okay. It says in the song too, like, you have to wake up. All right. But it's not the complete solution. It's not the complete solution. It's breaking the trance, right? It's understanding that you can't be superficial in your attempts to come out of this, right? This implies that the damage is done and you can't go back, right? You can't go back. But um, you know, you have internalized chains within you, and they're prisons of your own device, right? These are all prisons. So even if you leave the dome, this construct that you've recognized, the conditioning, the impact of your past choices remain, right? They're there and they remain. So you have to be aware of that. So the entrapment, the social entrapment, even if you awaken, the societal entrapment, the nature of the dome, the nature of the construct makes it, escape very difficult, right? Because the system is programmed to receive, right? To receive what you want. So the bigger solution is just of waking up is just the beginning, right? It's just the beginning. But how you beat this is sustained awareness that it is an illusion, that you are living the reality and the situation is an illusion, and accept it. Is accepting where you are, accepting the illusion without falling back into denials or moving into new illusions, which is your habit, right? So, so the internal freedom is, even if you can never leave the construct, which is the construct of the world, you can change the construct within yourself, because true liberation is found in detachment. Detachments of the values of the dome, of the construct you're living in, and forming your own construct or your own understanding in truth, and not buying into another illusion. So that's freedom within the cage, right? So that's by rejecting, the illusion of the world's promises, and cultivating our own life independence, finding beauty in that. My big awakening was delving into meditation, and I went very hard and strong for a long time into um, a Buddhist meditation to kind of move the blocks of what was ailing me in my life, my dissatisfaction in my own life. My spiritual emptiness, the emptiness of what life had to deliver me. It just wasn't working anymore for me. And I found myself spiraling, and then all of a sudden, this freedom within me was like suspension in thin air. I stopped falling and I started questioning and I started looking at myself on how I can live in this world but not be of this world. Right. So that's refining your own success and happiness within yourself, allowing the grips that hold you, that you're holding yourself. Start identifying your own dissonance inside yourself, right? This constructs you've built within yourself, which really, really goes down to your base chakra, which is understanding, your tribe, understanding where you came from, what values they installed in you, and do you really see it that way? Or are you trying to break free? Your dissatisfaction and your tiredness is only a hint of you trying to make sense of something that just doesn't make sense anymore. Right. So to reject the world's definition and finding your own meaning and fulfillment and an authentic connection with the true algorithm, which is synchronicity in life. Right. This other one is just mimicking the truth, right? It's just like the chosen ones. People say, oh, we're the chosen ones. Do you consider there are dark chosen ones, right? For every yin, there's a yang. It's a balance in life. And they're just knocking on your doors to wake up. Just wake up. Get out of all these stories. Find your own reality, your own truth within yourself. And it all lies within. The great sages, the Stoics, the great poets, the great prophets all knew the secret because they were tapped into the universal algorithm, which holds all the secrets, all the truths of life, which are available to all of us. You can find, as you wake up, you can start to help others. You awaken others to the truth, or you become a living example of the truth itself. So as it says in the Hotel of California, you just can't kill the beast. So, even if the beast cannot be killed, you can create your own life by understanding the truths and breaking the trance, taking back your power. Start to tap into that energy that will sustain you, that will give you life, and not just be someone sitting on a seat living through, the illusion of the perfect you. Namaste. I'll see you on the path.